Hello, everybody, and welcome to the special showcase of Top 10 Indie Horror Games of 2024. I'm your host, Nivan, and today we'll be going over the best games of 2024. Before starting this video, I want to thank all the developers and all the artists who have worked on those games. And also, a little disclaimer, those are the games that I thought were the best of 2024. I played over 500 games this year, and I chose one of the best, which I thought suited the horror genre. The themes of slasher, the alien invasion, the typical ghost hunting horror, and many more. Now, one more thing before starting, I want to thank all the people who have been supporting those projects, all people who have been supporting me. And let's start with the honorable mentions. In the honorables mentions list, I have mostly demos. First game is Pigface Combat Demo. I really like this game a lot. When I played it first time, I felt that Half-Life, Cry of Fear, nostalgia, and the environment design in this game is superb. I can't wait for this game to come out in 2025, and the link will be in the description. Don't forget to support the developer. This was one of the best demos that I've played this year, and I was very pleased with it. Number 2 on our list is School Grind Demo. I personally know the developer Phil Darrell, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, and they have a special place for me in this game, literally and figuratively. I think this is one of those school-themed horror games which showcases the insane graphics, the simplicity of storytelling, puzzles, and most of all, one of the creepiest monsters that I've ever encountered, with amazing animation and multiple endings. This is a demo, of course, like I said, and I cannot wait for the full game to come out, hopefully next year. Number 3 in our honorables mentions list is Last Report. Now, I played this game a couple of weeks ago. I really loved this story, and the interaction in this game is on another level. This is mostly point-and-click, story-driven experience with themes of, sit down and try to do your job while lots of bad shit happens around you. Now, I really like the art design made by Monopixel Art, and overall this was one of those experiences which I will not forget, especially the encounter with the monster and all the atmospheric sound effects. This was one of those amazing games. And last but not least is Late Homework. Once again, this is a demo. A full version is coming soon. You can wishlist on Steam. I'll be giving a link to the itch.io page. All those games are available on itch.io if you want to play them, and they are free. So just in case, the links will be in the description, and yeah, that's all I wanted to say. As for the game, this is very Silent Hill inspired, the fixed camera angle style gameplay where you try to collect all the notebooks and you encounter monster, you try to escape the monster, and there are some puzzle elements as well. The unique perspective of this game is, of course, the camera angle, which goes from the fixed camera angle to third-person camera, and I thought it would never be possible in the games, but yeah, there are other games, of course. I'm not saying that other games do not have this type of effect, but I really liked how it was utilized in this one, and definitely support the developer. They're great, and I like most of their games actually on itch.io. They've been making lots of games, so yeah, this was my last in the honorables mention. And here we are with top 10 indie horror games of 2024 published on itch.io. We're starting with number 10, The Unlit Sun, developed by Diego Victor, also known as Noxus Games Studio. The developer is one of my closest friends. they have been making Coppercube 6 game engine very popular with games like The Smiling Man, and this is, I have to say, not only one of the best games on the list, but this is legitimately one of the best experiences I've had this year. I stay to my word saying that this is the best Coppercube 6 game and this is the best game that they have made. It has unique look. It has all the interactions that you want, the mystery and the kind of that old school environment design, as well as I really liked how this game wasn't more a slasher, which they are usually making, but it was more of a psychological themed around the sun god. And I really liked the lore as well. The visuals in this game were just superb. I really loved the cinematic look of it. And overall, yeah, this was top 10 for me, definitely. Number 9 on our list is a game called Ku, or Koi, whatever you want to call it. This is an experience which I thought a lot about. You are on a remote island and you are trying to search for the missing fisherman. You go to multiple locations and the town is kind of dead, but at the same time, it feels like it's alive. I really like this experience made by PS Ben 2. The visual style, as always, is a PSX. Actually, lots of games that I have on this list have the PSX style look, and I really like the ambiguous story. The ending didn't fulfill me as much, but I would say this was one of the best games, and it is on my number 9 on this list. Number 8 on this list is a game made by the GOAT himself, Ken Forrest. The game is called Creature Packets. Now, this unique game allows you to create creatures from the packets. That's what you need to know. The appeal of this game is the appeal of this game has a lot to do with the gameplay. You collect those little packets and you combine them using special machine, and you try to make an actual creature. You're trying to make a bug, an insect, snail, spiders, things like that. And for some reason, those creatures are then taken away from you, and you don't know what's going to happen to them. And the revelation, the ending, which I won't spoil, is very haunting. And I thought about this game a lot. Ken Frost has made great games this year, and I think this is their best work. And of course, it's in my top 10s list for this year. Number 7 game on our list is called Bunker 73. As you can see, this is a number 1 horror game in Screen Jam 2024. Screen Jam is very notorious for making games which appeal to people who legit are creeped out by the games. Screen Jam is one of those amazing events where developers can create and showcase one of the best games ever. With that said, Brage KH, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, made a fantastic game where you are basically in the bunker looking for the anomalies and trying to take pictures of those anomalies. Now, once again, the ending with this is very haunting and it stayed with me for a while. I thought about this actually, and there were games similar to this, but somehow the execution of this game, the stabilization of this game is very different from all the rest of the games, and that's why I think it deserves to be in the top 10s list. And not to mention, it is Scream Zone's Ghost Choice winner, so that has to tell you something. Yeah. Game number 6 on our list is called Project-Arktik, developed by Vuk Dobrik. This game caused many emotions in me. Now, the storytelling with this game is very interesting. This is a game set during war times, and you play kind of an agent, analyst, spy who is trying to decipher codes from for the government. And you go to this remote place where other people also live. And each day passes and your neighbors actually die. Some of them go missing, some of them don't return, and there is this creepy theme of the war, and at the same time it kind of deals with basic monsters, jump scares, and it's very atmospheric. The environment design in this game is very different from all the other games. I have games in the list which are better than this game in terms of gameplay and personal excitement and enjoyability, but this game has definitely the best visuals and the best environment design. And yeah, you should definitely check this one out. It's just great. Game number 5 on our list is called Phantombild. This game, it had me wondering if my face was in the right place. Basically, in this game, you are reading a description of a person who is a killer, and you're trying to match the description visually to the mannequin, and then you assemble the look of that person. Actually, those are the victims. I apologize. I kind of switched it. Not the killer, but the victims. So the victims' faces are put on this mannequin, and there is an entity, a person who looks at you and laughs. And if they don't laugh, you're gonna be in trouble. This game has one of the most unique takes on horror, and I have never seen something like this. This is definitely one of the most unique games in terms of environment design and mechanics. I've never seen mechanics unique like this. Game number 4 on our list is called From Mercury. This game is leaning towards the sci-fi. Basically, there is this meteorite which falls on the ground, and there is a research group which goes to collect that meteorite. Lots of shit happens in this game, especially when all the people who are there go missing, but I think what this game does the best is creating a realistic atmosphere. Basically, all the NPCs you can interact with, you can experience firsthand of what's happened during the excavation of this meteorite. And there's also the beginning scene with a random, character which goes first to the side. And there is that creepy, voice telling them to please help me, and that haunted me for a while, and it definitely made an impression for me. This was made by Luna Apps for the Dread X Extraterrestrial Terror Jam, and I have to say this is definitely a winner for me. And we've reached the Class S tier, the highest of the highest games that were published this year. Number 3 on the list is a game called Bad Parenting, developed by 2002. I cannot describe this game without warning you that the game features an ending and themes of abuse and neglect. The game currently, if we go down here, has over 1,191 votes, and it's sitting at almost perfect 4.8 out of 5 stars. This game tells you something. This game tells a very dark story about parenting, about child abuse, and I know this game left a big mark on many people who have played this. And personally, for me, this game was very haunting. It's not the game that you can go and replay. It's not a game which you can experience and have fun with. But this is a game which, once you experience it, you'll be left with true sense of horror. This is definitely one of the best games of this year, if not the best. And I really had hard time going and putting this in my top two, top one. But there, of course, other games which I'll show are, in my opinion, better than this. But yeah, this game, it just has all that vibes, all those psychological themes, and you should definitely at least try to check this one out. Number two on our list is a game called Carried by Crows, developed by Leon Harley. This game, compared to the number three on our list, does not have a highest rating. Doesn't have many people who rated this game, and actually, not many people have played this game, which I feel very sorry for those people. This is one of those experiences with the same as bad parenting that you just have to go through. It is a slow burn, of course, but it has just mesmerizing visuals for a 2D game, 2D scroll game. It has very dark and haunting themes, the best visual representation of death. I assumed it was death, and the mechanics in this game as well as the storytelling is probably one of the best this year. I keep saying it one of the best, but it is truly. Those games are one of the best. Definitely check this one out. Support the developer because they do need your support. This game, if basically you are a fan of gothic style horror games, the slow burn atmosphere, the storytelling, and many things like that. Also, black and white aesthetic. I have to say, horror games with black and white aesthetic. I don't know what this picture is just it hits different way. Also, the music in this game, that's what the picture was for it. The music is this game is made also by the developer, and all those assets and all those, things are just custom made. So, yeah, this was definitely one of the best experiences. And finally, number one, the best game of 2024. Yes, I said the best. I didn't say the best horror game. I think the best game of 2024 is Ignited Entry, created by Jordan Lindgren, the goat of the goats. Literally, this game, which I had a huge surprise and pleasure to playtest, has all that you need. It has the vibes of Amnesia, it has the vibes of Bioshock, and it feels like this game was made by a AAA game studio. This feels like this game was made by the same developers as Silent Hill or Amnesia or things like that. This is not just a simple, you know, a game. And why I was fascinated with this game, and when I played this, I instantly thought that this was the best game of the year. I didn't even try to think about other games. I just thought this was the best. Why this is the best game is it's made by one guy. There are other games in our list that was made by one person, but this is literally made by one freaking amazing guy who also has a list of fantastic games, shopping list, broken through, the final pin, all the best storylines and all the best horror tropes. Some of them tropes, of course, but I don't know. This game, it also has one of the highest ratings, as you can see. If you go down here, it has 287, 4.8. Once again, it features the voice acting from the famous YouTubers like 8-Bit Ryan, Hello, Tuve Espo, and many other people. Of course, Jordan Lindgren also voices the game. And yeah, I just felt like this game had so many personal things to say. I won't go into details about the ending, but the story is just mind blowing. And I think this definitely won't be beat by any other game this year. And the year has almost ended, so there are no other big games coming out. But yeah, this experience and this game will stay for me. I wouldn't say forever, but I would say that maybe until the next year that Jordan will make a new game. Yeah, before that, this will be just top one, the class, the gold standard of horror games. And that's the end of our showcase. Top 10 indie horror games of 2024. What are your thoughts about those games? I'm very curious about hearing you down in the comment section. Did you like the list? Maybe there was a game that you thought was worth putting on top 10 and I didn't put in the list. You can write it down in the comment section. I really want those games and many other games to succeed, and in the final words, I have to say that these games made my year personally the best. There were some issues that I had to deal with in my personal life, and those games, even though they're just, they're not that important for many people, but they were important for me. And those 10 games and many other games have really fulfilled me with creeps, horror, sometimes joy, sometimes anxiety, anticipation. And I want to thank all the artists that were involved, all the developers. You are the best of the best, and I mean that with my whole heart. I think when we support each other, it means so much, and it makes not only our day better, but it makes other people's days better as well. I once again want to thank you guys, the people who have been watching my stupid, silly videos, the people who have been cheering for those games. And once again, the year is almost ending, and I just wanted to say that this list is very important. I've done games of 2021, 2022, 2023, and I hope in 2025 we'll have even bigger competition because indie horror games are now a standard. I think there are other AAA games which came out this year, by the way. I haven't talked about those games, but I watched some of those games being played by big YouTubers like, John Wolf and Markiplier and many others. I think that those games, of course, they are bigger, but these games are the top 10 list that I, showcased. These games are personally for me even better. And all I want to say is let's support each other, let's be kind, and let's be generous, like all those developers are. Thanks everyone for watching, all the developers, all the people. If you just tuned in and wanted to see if there are good games to play, link will be in the description. Support all those projects. And once again, thanks for watching. Have an amazing end of the year. Goodbye.